Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
That is called ethereal. This is what I listen to on Spotify, by the way. I put something on Spotify, and then it'll always go to Jerome Robinson's music.
Maybe they can fix that.
I always get up. I always go, because I'll do something on the other side of the room, and I'll say, I wonder if that's another Jerome song. And I'll go over and I'll look at the thing on the screen. It'll be your name.
Wow.
Jerome Robinson is in the studio, and a guy I admire a whole lot. Being a bass player is an odd thing because if you're not in music, you don't realize how important the bass player is. And I guess that cute little girl who did that song is all about the bass is kind of making it cool to be a bass player. I guess. I don't know. I don't know
either.
And every year now, this is I'm going to admit that I've looked at Playboy magazine in my life, but.
You guys are manly men.
Every
That's
year
allowed.
around this time, when Playboy magazine would have their Christmas issue, you probably don't remember this.
No, I don't remember.
But they would always have their Reader's Choice band. And the only bass player ever named was Paul McCartney. And I would always go, you're kidding me.
Wow.
Not that he's bad.
No,
but hello, there's other people who play bass. But nobody, but the general population, well, I don't know any bass players. It's Paul McCartney's the only bass player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are an amazing musician. You're with the band Evil Monkey, whose name I couldn't remember this morning. And you guys are outstanding, by the way.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
And
you're so persona. You have a great stage presence as well. And then I discovered your music on Spotify, and I'll be honest with you, Jerome, I had no idea. I just did not know this about you. I don't know how I stumbled upon it. I think it said, would you like to connect with Jerome? I said, Jerome, he's on here.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
So I clicked that button, and all of a sudden I find all your music on there. Sold As Is one of my favorites.
Really?
So far, yeah.
That's cool.
So far.
It's a story about that. It might change your mind.
Oh, really?
Oh, now I'm intrigued.
All right. Well, Jerome is originally from Ocala, correct?
Originally from New York.
From New York?
Yeah.
What part of New York are you from?
Born in St. Albans, Queens. Grew up in Canarsie, Brooklyn.
Is that right?
And lived in Freeport, Long Island before moving here in 81.
In Freeport?
Yep.
Freeport is one town down from Merrick. That's where I grew up.
Is. No way. I never knew that.
Yeah. Freeport was the black and white, and Merrick was the white.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
And that was the only movie theater. The movie theater.
This guy.
What? What was that guy? Oh, yeah. But you get on the train. If you're going to go into the city, you get on the train. You try to avoid the conductor. You get to Freeport for free.
Yeah.
You get out. You go to the movie theater. Right.
Exactly.
On the
That's
corner.
right. That's right.
Yeah. Wow.
I had no idea. I've known you for forever.
Yeah, but when did you move here?
The end of 80, I think November 80 in 81.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a lot of Robinsons in town that play music. Are you related to any of them?
Just my brothers. There's three of us.
Oh.
I know some of the others, but I'm only related to only three of us.
Oh, okay. And do they all play in different bands, or?
Yeah, Darren, who was a vocalist, actually, and keyboardist, he used to do some stuff. He had a production deal in Nashville. He sang a lot. And
Is that
had some
right?
of his music on the charts and all. But right now, he's a teacher, school teacher.
Wow.
Elementary school teacher, and he just plays at his church.
Wow.
And Steve, sax player and percussion. He does a lot of solo shows. He does like 2 or 3 shows a day, and then he's got his Latin band that he plays on the weekend.
Wow.
So at our schedule, we see each other on Facebook. That's about it.
Do you browse around on Reverb Nation at all?
I do, yes.
Okay. Let me tell you my thoughts on Reverb Nation.
Okay.
You find gems. And you find
Yes.
doozies.
Yeah. It's free to get on. Yeah.
You find gems and you find doozies.
Yeah.
You're a gem on Reverb Nation.
thank you.
And you're a gem on Spotify.
You want to know something funny? I've had my Reverb Nation page for years, and had music on there. And I went to a friend's house, and he's playing something. I'm looking, what is that? He goes, "I saw your Reverb Nation page." So I have a Reverb Nation page. I'd completely forgotten about it.
Oh, really?
So he showed me the songs. I thought, what song is that? I didn't recognize any of the titles or anything.
Oh, gosh.
So tell me about yourself as far as a musician goes. You play keyboards as well as bass,
Yes.
but never in the band. Oh, you're always on the bass.
Always on the bass. I used to play keyboards live when I had my contemporary Christian band, Sozo, which I think I gave you one of the albums on there.
You gave me a lot of music.
I did. Yeah, I gave you. I was appreciated you have me on here. So I think you should have everything I have out there.
Is that right? Is that for me to keep?
Yes, that's for you.
Wow. Isn't it amazing that you can do that nowadays? Like, you gave it all to me on is it called a thumb drive?
Yeah.
A flash drive, whatever you call these things.
And
if you had given that to me on vinyl,
oh my gosh,
how many records would that be? A dozen?
6 at least.
Six
yeah,
records.
I think.
Wow.
More, I don't know. I don't pay attention to what I did.
And that would have been at least $200 worth of music, at least, if I were to buy it in a record store. Do you know, speaking of Long Island and our roots, which I didn't know we shared, but the main reason, before I discovered the peep shows anyway, but the main...
I love honesty.
The main reason I would go to the city when I was a kid was because record stores on Long Island carried whatever top 40 stations were playing.
Right.
Record stores in the city would carry Jerome Robinson.
Right, you can find everything there.
Yeah, and you would always say, well, how come the top 40 stations don't play the Jerome Robinsons of the world? I don't know, but you get the coolest music there, and the stuff that nobody, and you play, and everybody goes, well, how come that's so good and it's not on the radio? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it when I listen to top 40, I can drive from here to Orlando and hear the same 4 songs 4 times?
You know, it's funny, Paul McCartney, when they asked him why he kept on after the Beatles with Wings and everything, he says because he didn't like anything he was listening to on the radio.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I guess it's just always been that way, I guess.
So how does it happen for you? How does the creative juices, how does that happen?
Accident, I guess. I'm not really sure. You know, everything I write comes from the drum line. I'll just start a drum loop and just start playing. And I usually I write straight to tape. So everything you're hearing is being written as it's being recorded.
Really?
So a lot of times I don't remember what I've done. I don't remember how to play some of the songs.
Oh, really? Have you ever taken, what's that program I use called Note Flight? Have you ever tried Note Flight?
No, I haven't.
I think it's called Note Flight, where you can take the recorded music you've made and put it into note form.
Really? You know,
so that somebody else might be able to play it.
I should try that. I don't, because I don't read music. I don't know what notes are, the names of notes. I'm just completely self-taught. But
see, a musician is a person who makes music. Written music, and everybody's going to argue with me about this, but that's just the old-fashioned way of recording music. Before,
right.
The only way you could record music was in writing.
Yes.
And the only way you could get a songwriter to have his song heard was to have the little piano player that happened to be married to the carpenter, to take that little sheet music that her husband bought for a nickel when he was downtown.
Right.
Hey, honey, I heard this guy playing this downtown. Play this. This is a good song. And that's how music was distributed.
True, yes.
So to be able to read those notes, you had to learn that.
Right.
But to create that in the first place, you had to be Jerome. All right.
Well, bass players are really, really special, though, because you have to have that bottom and you have to have that grit, but you just don't play the chords or the notes. You have to have some kind of flavor, and you've got a really great flavor about the way you deliver.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you know what I don't understand? I don't understand the multi-string bass guitars. Why do you need 7 strings on a bass guitar?
I don't know. I can't count past 4, so all my basses have 4 strings.
See, I didn't know if you had a 5-string or not. I don't even understand.
I do have one 5-string, and I can't play it. I've recorded with it. For some reason, I can record with it, but I can't play live. I'm too nervous.
It's just every single note you're ever going to need is on the 4 strings.
On the 4 strings.
I don't understand why you need.
Probably.
And you know what I think it is? It's bragging rights.
Maybe.
I have a 12-string guitar. It's really no different than a 6-string.
Right.
It's really no different. But people go, oh, wow, 12 strings.
Yeah, right. They're absolutely amazing.
And I do have an 8-string bass, but it's like a 12-string guitar. It's just 4.
You have an
doubles.
8-string bass?
It's 4 strings. It's doubles, no octaves.
Okay.
And all of the melody lines, like on I guess everything that I'm playing. It sounds like a guitar, but that's actually my string bass.
Really?
Really?
We have to take a break, and then I promise. I'm just having fun with you the first half. The second half, we'll get down to business. We'll talk about your music, how we can get it, and we'll even come back with one of the songs.
Okay.
Jerome Robinson is in the studio. This is a man I've admired for a long time and discovered him in a way I never even knew he was making music on this thing called Spotify, which was new to me, too. Everything's new to me. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunny to partly cloudy today and pleasant this afternoon. High 71 to 75. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Lows ranging from the 50s inland to about 64 on the coast. Tomorrow, sunshine, some clouds, and becoming warmer. There may be a shower in spots along the coast. The high tomorrow, 77 to 81. For Wednesday, more southern clouds. There can be a spotty morning shower along the coast. The high 80 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, November 15th through January 4th with Ice, featuring the Nutcracker. Relive your favorite scenes from the classic ballet, hand-carved in more than 2 million pounds of ice sculptures and slides. Enjoy a special bonus area, the Frostbite Factory, and watch artisans from Harbin, China carve amazing ice sculptures before your eyes. Your awe-inspiring experience concludes with the wonder of the Nativity in Ice. For tickets and packages, visit christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. right here on The Source, WOCA. Don't miss Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with your hosts, Francois Cousinet and Julianne Cousinet. They'll be giving you information about your retirement funds and answering your questions with live call-in. So don't miss it, Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Minutes before 10 o'clock. That is the music of Jerome Robinson, and that song is called what, Jerome?
Sunlight.
Sunlight. You have strings in there.
Yes, keys.
Keyboard strings. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Do you from Long Island? Do you remember Ultrasonic Studios in Hempstead?
Yeah, yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'll be 57 in December.
No wonder. Wow, you don't look 57.
I feel it sometimes.
So did you ever go to Ultrasonic Studios?
I went past the outside, but no, I never went inside.
Oh, man, I went in. I did some recordings in there.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't, as far as bass, and I started bass when I was 17. I didn't get serious about it until I got down here. I was like 21, and I actually started paying attention to And it was somebody gave me a copy of Van Halen's first album, and for some reason that made me take it a little more serious. And another, I don't know why, because all my influences are guitar players, and I don't play guitar. But
you play bass guitar. That's a guitar.
Yeah, it is. But I don't have any bass players who are influences of mine. It's
music is influencing.
Music, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? When we were kids, since I know you're our age, the bass was hardly hearable.
Right.
I mean, you turned up the bass knob on your stereo, and it was just a little deeper or something.
Yeah,
that was it. Now you can really isolate it.
Now you can isolate, and it's kind of in the forefront sometimes, too. And I grew up as a keyboard player because I've been playing keys since I was 5, and my mom was always in a band. She played keyboards, and her band used to rehearse at her apartment in Brooklyn. I used to watch the bass player. I remember his name's Ben, and he had a Fender P bass. I don't remember anybody else in her band. I remember him. And my parents always bought us equipment. We had stuff laying around the house with violins and guitars and trumpets and everything. And so whatever we picked up, we'd be able to, Well, she brought her guitar player come over to give me lessons. And I told him, because I had my first music of my own. I didn't buy this, but the first one I had of my own was an 8-track of James Brown at the Apollo.
Oh, right.
So I learned how to play all that stuff on keyboards, and I figured I wanted to play it on guitar. And when they came over and I heard the guitar without the bass, I'm like, oh, that's not what I'm looking for then. I guess it's the bass I want to play, but I didn't say anything to him because he drove all the way over across Brooklyn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I was 17 that I actually got my first bass. And it's funny, the person who influenced me to actually, when I was 17, to get the bass and start playing it was a band I was in. I don't remember the band's name. We were like just out of high school. I played keyboards, and the bass player was Rico Drayton, a friend of mine, a good bass player, and he influenced me to start playing. And when the band broke up, I found out years later, and I never knew this. Now, you know who Public Enemy is, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was watching Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Public Enemy was on, and Miles Davis had passed away, and we were going to do a tribute to Miles Davis, and Flavor Flav took his hat and glasses and like, that's Rico? I had no idea Rico was Flavor Flav. So now I can't get a hold of him. I've been trying to get a hold of him for years, but it's...
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so Flavor Flav influenced me to start playing bass.
Oh, wow. That is cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty
So
awesome.
where did you get your first bass from? And you mentioned you play the fretless bass, the upright bass.
Yes.
Is that a challenge for you?
It's like speaking another language.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't speak it well, but I guess I can speak it enough to get in trouble.
Is it set up the same way as far as the tuning?
It's tuned the same. Yeah, and the upright, the scale is a little different than like the fretless electric. The fretless electric, the scale is the same. The upright, everything, the higher up you go, the less room you have for notes. So I tend to overshoot notes when I'm playing. If I'm playing fast songs, I can get away with them. If I'm playing slow songs, I can't get away with them.
Oh, wow. Now, so you never went to Ultrasonic. What was the first studio you went to?
Oh.
How did you discover Ultrasonic?
I don't remember.
Yellow Pages?
I don't know.
See, I found it in the Yellow
It's a good
Pages.
question. I don't know.
I had no idea what a studio was.
Yeah.
I thought that was where you made records. I didn't know that's where you recorded songs and then somebody else made the record. Yeah, so I went there thinking I was going to go to a record company. Went on a bus and brought a guitar and an accordion and played piano in the studio. And I must have looked like a real kid. but studios were always magic to me. And now you sort of kind of can do it at home. And do you do most of yours at home?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
I do, yeah.
And what are you using, can I ask?
I'm using Pro Tools now, but up until a friend of mine gave me his old Pro Tools. If he hadn't done that, I wouldn't even have gotten as far as I am with it. But because I was using tape before, and I had a Tascam Digital 24-track recorder, so that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was coveted, too. Wow.
You have an internet-based show? Jam, or is that...
The Jam, that's with James Daly, and it's supposed to be a monthly thing, and we're still going to do it. He's had some things he had to, priority came first. We're going to get back to it. It was, it would be he and I on acoustics, or we have people come over, musicians, or we interview people. We're trying to set it up where we can interview musicians on via Skype. There's a lot of friends of mine on Facebook wanted to be on. So the Jam will be going again soon.
Oh, nice.
The music that we just heard is timeless. That's the kind of music that will still be popular in 20 years. It was popular 20 years ago, although it's a little sharper now, a little edgier now, I think, than it was. Like when Spyro Gyra came out, that was similar but softer or something. Does that make sense to you?
It does. It's funny because Sunlight, I wrote Sunlight when I was 19. And Mr. Babel I wrote last year. Mm-hmm. So I just...
Oh, wow. Well, that's a perfect example.
It all sounds the same, I guess.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to change yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you really are. You are the music that you are. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it is. Anytime you hear somebody who tries to change, like big mistake, I think every single time. Mm-hmm. Just stick with what you're good at, and you can evolve. But
I don't know if I'm good at it, but I guess I'll stick with it.
Well, that wasn't really a message for you. That was to everybody.
You are a true mentor, though, Jerome, because you must be up there with the band Evil Monkey and then doing your solo stuff. There has to be young people in the audience watching, and then you've got to influence them to be able to live their dream.
I guess they fall for it every once in a while. Yeah. I did a thing recently because, like, my youngest brother's a school teacher, and they had career day. So they had me come to the career day, and I did one of my loop solos and played the drill. I'm thinking, I realized that these kids kind of believe anything you tell them, so I try not to be sarcastic with them. Well, I'm sarcastic so much, I kind of, a few things slipped.
Oh, gosh.
Like what?
I don't remember. It's just little stupid things. Like, I really don't remember.
You told them you played with Michael Jackson or something like that?
No, but I did tell them something. They were like, what? I said, I'm kidding. I didn't really mean that. I realized, God, they're going to believe everything I say.
Oh, no.
I don't watch what I say.
Oh, no. So tell me some of the things in your musical career that have been like real exciting moments, like real highlights.
There are a few. One was I through a friend, a drummer friend of mine here in Ocala. He's not in Ocala now. I got to record an album with Bill Berry from REM. And what it was, a guitar player friend of Bill Berry's was doing an album. Mark and I were on one, the drummer Mark and I were on one half of the album, Bill Berry and the bass player from REM, I forgot his name, they were on the other half of the album.
See, they always forget the bass players now, don't they?
Oh my gosh, me too. It's bad. So, but I got to spend a month of weekends staying at Bill Berry's house. And while we were doing the recording and rehearsing, and I got to hang out with Bill Berry. I mean, he's the nicest guy. You wouldn't think he is who he is,
Yeah, they're all that way.
He gave me the keys to his car if I need to go anywhere by myself, which I didn't touch it. It was brand new BMW 7 Series. Anybody running into that, But it was fun, and that was one of the highlights. But I think one of my other really biggest highlight, I think, was I went out. I was off one night, so I went to one of the local venues just go see my friends play because I was off. So I walk in and I hear the song playing. That sounds kind of cool. And I realized, well, that sounds kind of familiar. And I realized they were covering Spy Game, one of my songs. And I just kind of, I've never even thought about any of my songs being covered by a band, and to hear somebody else do it was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I almost cried sitting there.
That is an experience. Yeah. I can remember we had something that was being played in some loop at one of the movie theaters. You'd be sitting there, and all of a sudden, hey!
Yeah, right.
Hey, that's one of the ones we did. Before we end up, I want to make sure that people know that I'm a fan of yours.
Appreciate that.
And I do listen to you on Spotify when I'm not sitting at the computer. What I do is I'll start it, and then I'll go do like artwork or something else, and then it'll go to you, or I'll start with you, and it'll go to somebody else, and then I get to learn other people. But Spotify is pretty cool. Spotify's free, by the way.
Yes.
And wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I happen to know this.
Uh-oh.
Every time I play one of your songs on Spotify,
I get paid for it.
You get paid 0.001 cents.
Yes. But it's adding up. I'm surprised. I'm actually starting to make a little bit of money.
10 plays and you get a penny.
Yeah.
That's right. We all go to Spotify to play your songs.
No, truthfully, if you had a zillion people playing Spotify songs, you'd be buying a new car.
Yeah. Probably a Matchbox car.
Well, you know what? When you came in here with Evil Monkey, I didn't get to know you. This is
probably safe.
This was really good. I got to know you. I got to know you a lot better.
That's cool.
And we did get to see you perform live a few times. You were at a few of the venues we were at, and you really. You really engulf the crowd, I think, because you're just out there. You're not stuck in the back somewhere. You are right out there playing, and you interact with them, and that's one of the best testaments to your personality. You appreciate the people.
We've got less than a minute. I'm going to end with the last song on that. The last album I was just getting off of the EP, I should say. What was the EP called again?
Moments in Time.
Moments in Time.
Yeah, that's the newest one.
And Jerome's website.
Jerome, what is your website?
www.jeromerobinson.org.
Easy enough.
Even I can remember.
Is there another JeromeRobinson.com?
Yes, there is. Don't go there. And he's a musician, too.
Oh, okay. He's not a porn star.
No.
Okay. Thank you, Jerome. That was fun.
Thank you.
Good luck. I do listen to your music. I'm not kidding you. I do. Wow. So you're going to have a lot of .001 in your royalty list.
That's very cool. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. It's going down to the wire in several states before Election Day. In Iowa, Joni Ernst running for Senate against Democrat Bruce Bradley tells Fox News.
They want a new direction for America, and taking back this seat is that new direction for America.
In New Hampshire, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on the stump for Senator Jeanne Shaheen against GOP challenger and ex-Massachusetts Senator Scott Brown.
You should not have to be the grandchild of a governor or a senator or a former Secretary of State or a former president to believe that the American dream is in your reach.
The GOP needs 6 more seats to take control of the Senate. Voters will also determine winners in all 435 House districts and 35 governor seats. Car sales are purring along. Nissan's U.S. sales jumped 13% last month. Honda and Chrysler also show gains with low gas prices boosting demand. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Looking for a Medicare Part D plan? Join Express Scripts Medicare. You'll get